I didn't know they offered layaway for the homeless.
He must be lost.
Look at that jacket.
The smell of polished metal and new engines filled the massive Volvo truck dealership in Phoenix, Arizona. Morning sunlight streamed through the tall glass walls, lighting up the showroom as if it were a stage. And standing right at the center of all that brightness was a man who, to many there, simply did not belong. Jonah Reed, 63, walked in wearing dusty work boots, a faded flannel shirt, and a cap old enough to have seen more storms than most people present. His hands were scarred, strong, shaped by decades of repairing engines in small-town workshops. In his pocket, an old notebook. In his eyes, fatigue and determination. But none of that mattered to the people who saw him. 3 sales associates, Chloe, Sierra, and Madison, stood by the reception desk scrolling through their phones and chatting when Jonah entered. Chloe looked him over, raised an eyebrow, and said loudly enough for the sound to echo, "Seriously, he came to buy a truck dressed like that." The other 2 laughed. "He looks like he just fell off a tractor," Sierra added. "Maybe he's here to ask for directions," Madison smirked. Jonah heard every word. He didn't flinch. He just kept walking toward the huge blue semi-truck in the center of the showroom. He ran his hand along the smooth metal, touching it like someone touches an old dream. Behind him, the mocking continued. "These models cost more than his entire life savings," Chloe whispered. "If he even has savings," Sierra replied. The laughter echoed again. Jonah took a deep breath. He had spent his whole life around people who judged by appearance. He built his engine repair shop with his own hands, spent nights fixing trucks for people who barely remembered to say thank you. But today was supposed to be different. Today he was finally here to do something for himself. He approached the young salesman at the counter and said gently, "Son, could you show me the catalog for the new models?" The salesman opened his mouth to respond, but Chloe quickly stepped in and tapped a binder on the counter. "Show him the used catalog," she said with a sarcastic smile. "Yeah," Madison agreed, "the premium one doesn't really fit him." More laughter. The salesman hesitated, clearly uncomfortable, but before he could act, the glass doors swung open. A tall man in a charcoal suit hurried inside, speaking as he walked. "Where is Mr. Reed? They told me he arrived early." The whole showroom turned. The general manager, Adam Hawthorne, a well-known figure in the trucking industry, stopped the moment he saw Jonah. His face lit up. "Mr. Reed," he exclaimed with genuine excitement. "It's an honor to finally meet you in person." Chloe's smile vanished instantly. Sierra froze. Madison turned pale. Adam walked straight to Jonah, shook his hand firmly, and continued. "We prepared everything exactly as you requested. The private meeting room, the refreshments, and of course, the presentation of the models you're planning to add to your company's fleet." Fleet. The word struck the 3 women like a punch. "Company," Chloe whispered, stunned. Adam heard her and clarified. "Yes, Mr. Reed is the owner of Reed Transport Solutions, one of the largest family-owned agricultural transport companies in the region. He's updating his entire fleet, about 6 new trucks." Sierra nearly dropped her phone. Madison looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her. Jonah finally turned to the 3 women. There was no anger on his face. Only disappointment. "You laughed at my clothes," he said calmly. "But when your trucks break down in the middle of nowhere, it's people dressed like me who save you." They stared at the ground. "You shouldn't judge the dust on someone's boots," he continued. "Some boots have traveled farther than you'll ever imagine." The words hit harder than any shout. Adam straightened his posture and addressed the 3 associates sharply. "I want all 3 of you off the sales floor immediately." They didn't protest. They walked away silently, their laughter gone, replaced with humiliation. Adam turned back to Jonah. "Mr. Reed, please come with me. Your trucks are waiting." Jonah smiled. A small, humble smile full of quiet pride. "Thank you, and I'm sorry if I caused any disturbance." Adam shook his head. "There was no disturbance. You're the reason this dealership stays alive." As they walked toward the private office, Jonah glanced sideways at the 3 women now being led toward our. He didn't feel victorious, just reflective. It's not life that humiliates people, he thought. It's their own pride. And in that bright, silent showroom, the man with the dusty boots was the only one who walked out with his head held high.